You are welcome in my YouTube channel. In the YouTube channel, so this channel is fully dedicated for the some topics. That topic is the chapter number 6. That is the tissue. In the tissue, we have read so many topics. The first is the simple tissue. Second is the permanent tissue. So meristematic and the simple permanent. In the simple permanent tissue, we have read the different parent tissue like the parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. So now the sclerenchyma is also further divided into the two broader categories, that is called the scleran fiber and sclerids. So now we have that another topic today. For the topic is that epidermis of the some plants. So we have also discussed in the previous class the epidermis are the upper aerial part of the some leaf and the root, and this provides the mechanical strength to the plants, and in context of the aerial part like the leaf, and it has the some guard cell, and the guard cell is important for the plants to protect when there is the turgidity of the water. The guard cell swell, and after that then it also shrink. So these are the two processes of the guard cell, the swelling and the shrinking. By this process the stomata open and closes, so the gaseous exchange that takes places in the plant tissue in the context of epidermal tissue. Now we have the some topic that in the desert plants there are the some waxy cutin layer over that one that protects the plants, the waxy cutin that protects the plant parts, so that this can withstand in the adverse condition. Now another thing that the sometimes the epidermis tissue, when the plants grow older, after that the meristem, the meristematic tissue, they first divides, they make the primary meristem. After that primary meristem divided into the secondary meristem, which makes the cork. So cork is the dark brownish in color, and these are the very tough and impermeable to the water, so it does not allow water to enter to that one. And the sometime the suberin is also deposited, suberin are also deposited into the epidermal tissue. So now we have the complex permanent tissue. So what is complex permanent tissue? As its name is giving the indication that every meaning the complex, these kind of the tissue which is made of the many type of the cells, but these all many type of the cell perform the similar functions of conduction of water and minerals and the sap. The water and minerals are conducted by the complex permanent tissue, so they perform the similar functions of conducting the water and the sap. So first and foremost, the first common example of complex permanent tissue is the xylem, and the second one is the phloem. Xylem and the phloem. The xylem word is made from the word xylon, and the meaning of the xylon means the wood. And this term was the first coined by the one biologist whose name was Nageli, and 1858 AD he has coined the term the xylem. So what does xylem do? It is a conducting tissue which conducts water and minerals to the various cells of the plant, and this is the raw material. Water is a raw material, and the sap means that the some nutrients are in the dissolved form, so these are also conducted from the one cell to the another cell of the plants, so that plants can send the raw materials into the leaf, and the leaves are capable to make the food in by the process of photosynthesis. So now one thing most important, that when food are made during the formation of the food by the photosynthesis, the glucose is made, another water vapor is also released, and oxygen are also liberated. In course of the photosynthesis, when the food are made, this means that when the food are made in the photosynthesis process, so C6H12O6 are made, and after that some amount of the water as well as the oxygen are liberated. So these water bodies, these are transpired by the plant leaves. So one hand the transpiration lost the water and the cell are deficient into the mesophyll cell of the leaves. So there is a deficiency of water in the leaves. So the again the adjacent cell, nearest cell of the leaves, they drag the water from the lower adjacent cell. So by this process the xylem absorbs the water. There is a continuous pull pressure, suction pull, that one hand the water is transpired and the lost, and on the other hands the conducting tissue, the xylem, that absorbs the water. So continuous there is a circulation of the water transportation into the lower plants as well as the higher plants. But when the plants which have the conducting tissue, I am talking about that, so in that the xylem absorbs the water. So now there are four types of the xylem, that is elements. This is the xylem elements. There are four xylem elements. First is the xylem, first element type is the trachis, and the second one is the vessels. Third number is the xylem parenchyma or xylem wood. So tracheids, when we talk about the tracheids are the important part of the xylem. So it is elongated. Each cell are in length, and the tracheids are elongated 5 to 6 mm, and these are the dead cell. And just outside of the tracheid cells there are lignin deposited. So the walls are lignified and they absorb the water and minerals and as well as the sap. So there are four type of the tracheids. First is the annular, that is the annular tracheids. So when there are the annular, means annulus, ring like structure inside, so these are called the annular tracheids. And after that when we talk about the inner structure of the tracheids, so these are the spiral in shape, spiral in the shape, so it is called the spiral tracheids. And after that when we see the another tracheids type, so inner structure when we see or observe into the slide of in the microscope, then is the reticulate. Reticulate means net like structure within it. So this is called the reticulate tracheids. And after that another structure of the tracheids which have the scleriform, like the stairs, they have the some within structure, septate structure. These are called the scleriform. So these are the structure. After that we have the another type of the tracheids, reticulate, annual, spiral, scleriform. Now the vessels. What are the vessels? Vessels are take part as the water conduction and the shape as the tracheids were doing. But the vessels are very elongated. They are highly thick cells and elongated, very highly wall, and they are very elongated cell, and its size is 3 to 6 meter in height, and it is in case of the eucalyptus. Example is the eucalyptus. But when we talk about the phloem ka jab structure, when we see structure of the phloem, so when we talk about vessels, so in the case of the vessels we can see that this is the part of the one vessels. So here is the vessels part, and this is the another part I have drawn. I am drawing here. So what we see, this is the section of the vessels. This is the oblique, something oblique. It is oblique in structure, and downward it is also oblique in the structure. So this is the structure of the vessels, vessels. So what vessels do? These are the vessels. These are important for the transportation of the water and minerals, and they are also the mechanical in supports. So now that another type is the xylem wood and xylem parenchyma. Xylem wood and parenchyma is made of the parenchymatous cells. They are the living in structure. They are also lignified and they store the food. And the last one is the xylem wood fibers. These are useful in the mechanical in functions. So after that, the phloem. Phloem are the conducting tissue which absorbs the made food in the leaves, and these are transported to all parts of the plants. So in multi-direction, so in the phloem, the foods which are made in the photosynthesis, these are sent to the multi-directions. So when we talk about the phloem, in the phloem, there are also different types of the phloem. Phloem means made from the phlois, means the inner bark. It is also given by the Nageli. There are four types of the phloem tissue: sieve tube, companion cells, and after that the phloem parenchyma and the phloem fibers. So these all are in the mechanical in function, and they also the conducting tissue for the transportation. Thank you, dear students, dear viewers, that you have watched and listened this video. Thank you. Have a nice day. Please subscribe these channels, and thank you. Have a nice day.